All you wonderful people. Good news, everyone! The chat now has a competitive element. All of you must now fight for my favour and my amusement. Runners-up get nothing. Nobody gets nothing. Except the winners. The winner gets the grand prize. What the grand prize is, who knows? So how was restoring the contents of Alan? Not great. Not great. We have a very old build of Alan that is almost entirely built up of repeated things that we've already seen before. Doing again. As opposed to doing them the first time. Hi, Ryan Molyneux, Sinclair. You don't want these hands. Najawin, are you gonna go for the top spot? Are you gonna try and be the very best like no one ever was? Are you going to dethrone Xavier? Is that going to happen? Clip show time? No. We don't bow. We don't break. We're just going to keep going with a worse version of the wheel until we get a good version of the wheel. No, because that's tacky. Fucking hipster. We're just going to keep going until we have a perfect version of the wheel again. Timmy the Sheep, thank you very much, number one. Alright. I would never fight Xavier. Yeah, because you'd lose. I can understand that. Hey, it's like Doctor Who, the show. We're almost at episode 100. We are, in fact, almost at episode 100. That is true. You probably haven't read the updated Xenomorph page. I probably haven't. Thank you very much, number one. Ryan, this isn't Umbrella Academy. Is that's Doom Patrol, right? Cherry Sunday's husband. Look at number one here, crushing it, absolutely crushing it with these suggestions. A new day, a new dawn of Alan. Will there be a Deltarune page? Shaking my head. I don't know. I can't answer that question. No one can answer that question. You kind of look like Reginald Hargreaves too. Who the fuck is Reginald Hargreaves? Oh, let me look it up. Who is Reginald Hargreaves? Who do I kind of look like? I'm going to look it up. I thought I looked like Nerdronic's good twin. Oh no, I can see it. I can see it. I can totally see the vibe, yes. Doctor Who writers are cowards, unlike Jenny Everywhere writers like me. A Feast of Stephen, the anthology. Alright, I'll throw that one in, Craig. I don't know if we did this, but if it's a clip show, it's not a clip show. It's not a clip show, it's just a worse version of the wheel. We're not going to hide behind silly gimmicks here. You don't even have a number. Xavier Llewellyn in Universe was a good suggestion though. Cookie Boy. BR Class 101 DTCL 6300. I think it might have been Thanos. Yes, I think it might have been snapped away. Burnt Orange. People got upset last time, but it should be fine if it's not overly fanficky. You should do it. You should do it. You should make it more fanficky. Because, I mean, let's be honest, who really cares about Doctor Who anymore? Ryan, give me a damn number. I don't decide who gets a number. You are the one who decides if you get a number by commenting lots. You're not even on the leaderboard, Cookie Boy. Classism. It's not classism, it's meritocracy. As evidenced by the fact that the person with the number one spot is also the person doing the absolute majority of suggestions to rebuild Alan. You click the score. There's a scoreboard? Is there really a scoreboard? Oh my god, this is fucking amazing. I love this. I love this. That's fucking great. 16th Doctor probably isn't there. That is true. That is very true. Oh man. Okay. 16th Doctor, are you doing well, Ryan? I'm doing alright, you know. Fee is ill from a procedure that she had yesterday. So she is laid up in bed right now. So I'm all on my own, unsupervised, which is a little rough. But other than that, I mean, I'm having a hard time breathing right now. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. It pains me Dinopithecus isn't canon in Doctor Who. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Let me see. Oh, okay. So, the top fans right now are Xavier, Craig, Nick, and then Naja. Those are the 1, 2, 3, and 4 spots. That's the hierarchy right now. It's basically an ancient hominid that resembles a cross between a gorilla and a baboon. It's huge and likely very deadly. Oh wow, I didn't know all of that. That's crazy. Okay. Right, well, we should probably start spinning the wheel then, to be honest. That seems like it would make the most sense while we're here. Okay. Alan, are you ready? I'm gonna need you to help me. My brother-in-arms. My rotten soldier, my good time boy. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, baby.
Woo! Alright, thank you for the suggestion, Naja fan. I'll put it in. The Mandelbrot set! We already did the Mandelbrot set. Classic moment. Classic moment. Moana. Okay. Oh wow, this is an old build. I told you it was an old build, and you all underestimated how old the build was. The fucking Mandelbrot set is on here. Yeah. Yeah, this is all fairly new here, but this old. The one and only true designation system is on here. Albert Speer is on here. Jay Eels is on here. I think this wheel might actually be from 2005. Maybe throw out the old ones. We did them ages ago. Yes, Cookie Boy, but the problem is, if I did that, which I would love to do, then we wouldn't have a fucking wheel. And we would burn it all up immediately. It wouldn't be sustainable. We have to use the old shitty entries for a while, just to have mass. I'm gonna go through my old suggestions. We can rebuild it. Yes, we will rebuild it. We will rebuild it stronger and better and safer and more beautiful. You will see. You will all see. But today, we begin. Spin.
Yeah, baby.
This is a vanity project, as is, sadly. Alan rises again! Rising from the depths. Like a big snake. True, a testament to the vanity of Tardis Wiki editors were very vain. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true, because a large proportion of this show is just you guys using me to plug your own stuff. That is true. It doesn't exist! It doesn't exist! You fools! That's from the Jenny Roulette. Well, what's it doing on this wheel? I ask you. My disappointment is immense. I may never financially recover from this. Alright, let's go again.
Yeah, baby.
time worm! Oh, I wonder what this could be. I say as if I haven't looked at this page already. What the hell is this? You know what this is. I already explained. I already explained what this was. And how this went down. If I really wanted to be vain, I'd plug my Warring State summary on the Faction Paradox Wiki, which Cookie Boy hates. I already have the Fitzroy Tavern in the view. The Upside Down or Narnia or Hell. What if I add all three? What if I did that? Would that soften the blow a little bit? Okay. Well, it shouldn't exist overly, like it's very redundant. That's true. Got CBeebies animated Doctor Who series, Birmingham accent sterility. I've got this one. I have these. Can we do Buttock again? You know what? We can do Buttock again. How about that? How about that? The 11th Doctor's favourite word. Yes, it is the 11th Doctor's favourite word. That's true. Unusual articles. Walsall. Okay. Yes. We did unusual articles. Yeah, I know, but we can do it again. That's fine. That's fine. Amy and Rory will never let him hear the end of it or whatever. That's true. That is also true. Okay. Should we try and spin it again? Should we do that? Could I bring up ones we did early on because you probably forgot all about them? Yes. Yes, you should probably do those. I'm checking now. I'm checking to make sure that that's true. You should be trying to get the #1 spot, Cookie Boy. I don't see any that you did before. I don't believe you. I don't believe you, Cookie Boy. I don't think that that's the case. Class 66 EUs. We can grab those. We can grab those real quick. That is completely fine. Thank you for helping me through this absolute disaster. It's the best. Alright. Funny name, TV21 Time Machine. I'm saying I could add them as they're basically fresh again. Well, if they're basically fresh again, then yeah, add them in. I'm fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. Alright, let's spin the wheel again and see where we end up.
Yeah, baby.
Thomas and Friends. Okay. Let's take a look at what it's got to say about Thomas and Friends and maybe actually look at an article. That would be pretty cool. Can you imagine if we did that here on Tardis Wiki Roulette? Could you imagine? Alright. Hang on. I wonder if we can make the Faction Paradox Wiki a subdomain of TARDIS and put all the Faction Paradox Wiki stuff there. So hidden, not a namespace, but a slightly different site with looser rules. Never crossed over with Doctor Who, sadly. Oh no. You should put in some classic roulette articles and make references to older episodes that new viewers won't understand. Hey guys, remember Zorbina? Remember Zorbina? Remember African Adolf Hitler? Oh dear. Do you remember when we went over how John Nathan Turner is like a sex predator? Or was, sorry. Because they're in hell now. I have suggested like a TARDIS Plus wiki for stuff that just falls out of coverage, but it's notable for different reasons. I'm gonna Nah, Zorbino should be a cliffhanger twist at the end of the episode. I feel like Zorbina should be the season finale villain. Or Tedious Milkshake. No, they're gone. Tedious Milkshake was like a starter villain. Tedious Milkshake was like back in the day, and it really wasn't that big a deal. We have stuff like Ian Linus now, and he's like way more unpleasant. So let's see. I need to talk to Bongo and Scrooge sounds like a euphemism for going to see a drug dealer to me, and it's making me have a little giggle to myself. Did we even do Sabrina Spellman? We didn't, actually. That's a new thing. See? Newer, stronger, better. Newer, stronger, better. Faster. Other better things. I don't know. Alright, let's take a look at Thomas and Friends, because that's where we've landed. On here. The Tardis Wiki. Ryan, I suggested a fun one above. What did you suggest above? Let me see. List of DWU concepts not owned by the BBC. That is a fun one. Thank you, Cookie Boy. That's awesome. I will grab that real quick. Is the best. All right. Okay, Thomas and Friends. Thomas and Friends was a franchise that included toys often manufactured by Tomy. Characters included Thomas and the Fat Controller. By 2009, there was a copyright-friendly steam train kiddie ride inside Happy Place in the Matchin Estate in Cardiff. This steam train had an emphasized feminine design, from polka dots, long eyelashes, and rouged lips to differentiate itself from the more famous and heavily copyright-protected one. Was one of 3 rides at the supermarket. By 2011, Thomas and Friends toys were sold in the Toy Town department of Sanderson and Granger. These included a toy guitar, a Thomas in a loop, a bath toy, and several other toys of the titular character. In 2013, while on the Doom Castle ride in the Hyperville Mall, the 10th Doctor murmured, "Where's the Fat Controller when you need him?" before he halted the ride by jamming a plastic broomstick between the train and the wall. In the 2020s, when I don't know how to say that name, I'm sorry, I've never met someone that like middle class before. Fitzgerald's bus braked at her stop in York. She personified it. Is it something like Aoife? Is it Aoife? It's probably Aoife. Imagining it as if it was sighting before rolling her eyes at herself, likening her a riot fought to something from Thomas the Bloody Tank Engine. Oh, there's more stuff. Sodor has a devil worship cult. That's cool. Is Fat Controller his real legal name? Yes, he changed it by default for £40 because that's all it costs to change your name by default. Well, it used to be. I don't know if that's still true. It might be though. And that's as good as it being true. Alright. Hunters of Angkor. I will put that one on. It's funny how I can't say Aoife, but I can say Angkor perfectly. No, the trains are alive in the sense that the wind whistles through the trees. The behind the scenes section is more interesting. Ryan, will you change your name to Fat Controller? It's half accurate as you're the controller of the channel. Not fat as far as I can tell. I'm a little bit fat, but it's okay. I wear it well. I don't have a fat face, so it's hard to tell. So, drugs? Yes, I think so. Alright, let's do a, let's do Wheel of Names. Alright.
Yeah,
Spin! Drugs are cool, do them? Yes. Soap dispenser? Oh. I forgot to press remove, so it's still in there. But then you always need to have a soap dispenser. No, the trains are alive in the sense that the wind whistles through the trees. They're not alive per se, it's just that the nature of being a train gives them metaphorical aminus, according to the OG writer. Yeah, but like, they have hopes and dreams and desires and ideas and opinions and stuff. So like, they are alive. Like, just because the writer was wrong about what being alive is doesn't mean that they're not alive. I don't know. I don't know about that one, man. I think they're alive. I stand for the right to life of Thomas and his train friends. Not that I've seen an episode of Thomas the Tank Engine after the point where I had like memories and shit. So how do I feel? I feel alive. Those are people projecting motivations and personalities onto them. They're talking, dude. What do you mean? They're talking. You mean the trains in Thomas the Tank Engine? They're talking. They talk. Thomas the Tank Engine talks and does facial expressions. What are those then? Are they all just hallucinations? Like, who is projecting those? It's a metaphor, they're not. Oh. But they are talking, though. Like, it's not a metaphor if it's literally there, them talking. I don't know. Be right back, gotta kill a train to see if I go to hell or not. Metaphorically, everything you see is a metaphor. What's it a metaphor like for then? Like, what's the point being made using the metaphor? Because I feel like they're alive. Alright. So Thomas and Friends is like a fable. I haven't seen any Thomas the Tank Engine since I was a very small child, like I said. So I can't vouch for this. But I still think they're alive. Even though I'm talking from a complete... Ryan, please. What? What's the issue? I see a lot of buffering going on. Ryan, you should read the rest of the page. Ryan is dying about this. Finish Thomas and Friends. Okay. The television series, until its 7th series, was known as Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. It is somewhat casually translated to... Oh no! We have to take a sudden and extended break. I am so sorry. Something terrible has come up. I'm just fucking joking. We'll read the rest of the page now. Come back to the rest of the page. Individual trains having quirks and such, little nuances and how they maneuver, etc. Those are sort of personality. Okay. Yeah, can you elaborate? Like, I just don't understand your perspective. Like, I know what a metaphor is. What I don't get is what it's a metaphor for. And, like, that metaphor is being expressed as something literal. You know what I'm saying? Ryan, are you a train in disguise? Yes. Oh, and skip cast connections. It's just listing off actors. Okay. Is it here? I think I see what it is. Following the publication of Time Worm Genesis, there was a controversy amongst fans surrounding its sexual explicitness. A BBC spokesperson said the novel was about as pornographic as Thomas the Tank Engine. Doctor Who magazine managing director Vincent Comran was nicknamed the Fat Controller due to his resemblance to the Thomas and Friends character. In the installment of the Time Team concerning Attack of the Cybermen, Richard Bignall joked that the Cyber Controller was the Fat Controller when he first appeared on screen. Trolley problem, you have to choose between 5 people and a train. Who do you save? Well, it's not really a trolley problem because as Narjawin keeps insisting they're not alive, so it's fine to kill the 5 people. YouTube is censoring my adult video references. Oh no. I'm sorry that you're being censored by the man. Okay. Let's take a look. I said can we do a Thomas the Tank Engine video for adult stream? Why does that sound absolutely filthy? Trains are better and they can live hundreds of years from the moment I realized the weakness of my flesh. Now, sopa dispenser? Not soap dispenser, sopa dispenser. Okay. I will pop that in. There we go. There we go. I meant soap. Oh no! But now it's in there forever. Whoa! It's gone. No, Ryan, we landed on it. Oh, sorry, I forgot. No, sopa is soap that makes you dirtier. Oh, okay. Soap dispenser! Soap was sometimes located in dispensers. In an alternate timeline, a Carex soap dispenser was in the kitchen of the Sunday's home when Ruby Sunday returned home. Ryan, is it legal to be gay now since Pride Month ended? No, it is not. It is now illegal. It is now illegal to be happy. The other stuff, it's fine to be like LGBT. That's still legal, but being happy, that's against the law. We need Pride Year. We need Pride Century. June is no more. Do we have to mock the LGBT? Plus, I actually saw a beautiful moment of humanity yesterday. And my other identity, Wild Magic Twitch, I saw someone said something like mildly homophobic in the chat on Star Wars The Old Republic, which I was trying for the first time, and people just like bounced on this dude. They like absolutely fucking obliterated this dude, and it was just nice to see, you know what I mean? Let's bring back rainbow feudalism, guys. Yes, let's. I agree with that. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the soap dispenser. Soap was sometimes located in dispensers. In an alternate timeline. Oh, I already read this part. I already did this whole thing. Ian Linus's sibling. Let's see. Not all bigots are related. That is true. That is absolutely true. Not all bigots are related. I wonder what Ian is going to say today. If he pops in at all. LGBTQ. I guess we did this, but whatever, it's work. Ian Linus with plastic glasses, a fake nose, and a mustache. Alright. I will read this. I will put this one on the wheel. Okay. There we go. Najawin, your profile picture does occasionally make me mix you up as they look similar. Usually you're not an ass to that degree. I liked the "to that degree" there. That was very funny. Just medium ass. I love it when I see a sarcastic meme online about righties and the comments have the media literacy of a spoon and a part unironically agreeing with said meme. I know. Correct is terrible. I agree. Right. Are you ready? Are you ready for another spin? Because I'm not. Alright, let's do it.
Yeah, baby.
The duplicate Doctor and Rose! Do you imagine a sentient letter N, like, just typing at the keyboard, Nick? Is that what you imagine? It's funny, because I always imagine you, Nick, as a small cut or wound. And I always imagine Xavier as the leader of the X-Men. And I always imagine Cookie Boy as an enormous biscuit. Oh, and we did this. The most interesting part is the implication that Rose and Ted snogged during season 2. Oh, gossip. I mean, yeah. It was some in-universe version of a write-out. Oh, okay. We did this. Do you want to do it again, or should we skip it? Again, I'm Lupin the Third. Ryan, if I told you to picture me, what do I look like in your imagination? Hold on. Okay, I'm done. I'd say skip. Okay, I imagine Batman. Yeah, I imagine a very Batman pilled person as well. That's alright, here we go. Right from scratch is on here as well. The right from scratch and Wiki Roulette OBS screens merge too, and that's a little bit of a problem. Anyway, we're gonna skip this one. Okay, we'll skip this one. We'll go back to the wheel.
Yeah, baby.
I do weigh as much as Batman. Yes, I'll give myself that. Panda! We've done this a few times. KSI in universe with the suit. How much does the suit weigh? Okay. Boom! Yay! Okay. Bruce Wayne. Anyone got really good ones hiding in their pockets? Has anyone got any really good pages, like, just hidden away? Because we need them. We need them now more than ever.
Yeah, baby. baby.
We need your pages. Elliot Page, does he have a page on Tardis Wiki? Just the word page. This is a good page, good. I was gonna look up new ones in prep, but I've saved a few. Now is your time. Now is your time, Naja Win, to be the hero that we deserve. Bring it. Bring it on. RTD messes up lore. I don't know, but he's a good page. He's also one of our sons, Reginald Hargrave. You are a bad son. I'm gonna start saying that from now on. Just be like, you are a bad son. I haven't seen the Umbrella Academy, so I wouldn't know. Cherry Sunday had a husband with whom she had a child. Carla! By one account, he was named Desmond, although by another, he was named Joseph. Desmond was born in the Blue Mountains in Jamaica. He eventually immigrated to London in the 1960s, becoming a tailor's apprentice. He would meet a Jamaican-born midwife named Cherry and eventually had a daughter, Carla. By the 2020s, he had passed on. After being entrusted to the Sunday family on 31st of May 2025, Cherry suggested they name the baby Desiderium Joe Sunday after her late husband. Will that plane in the background appear again? Very possibly. Very possibly. My back really hurts. Appearance. Desmond was handsome. Anyhow, chat rank stayed static after hitting 75 XP. Seems the only way to move after that is to send super chats. Send me money! The Apprentice series and Squirrel Club. Desmond was first mentioned in the Church on Ruby Road novelization written by a POC author. The attention to detail was good. RT comes along sometime later and ignores it. Meanwhile, Desiderium being renamed Desmond makes better symmetry than Joseph. Oh dear. Bad Russell T Davis. Once again. Okay. Let's spin the wheel again, why don't we? Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, baby.
Sack Russell T Davis indeed. Tina Cleaner. Yeah, but you have to understand, Xavier, that Joseph actually means doctor. So he's very clever. You have to understand that, Xavier. Alright, let's look up Tina Cleaner. Ignoring like the wilderness era is one thing, but a year-old novelization, well, I mean, it's Russell. What do you expect? I mean, this is the guy who was asked to do a sequel. This is the guy who was asked to do a story about the Orisha, because it was something that was very culturally important to the person who asked him to do a story about this, and Then Russell turned around and went, you know what? Why don't we do a sequel to Midnight? Oh, and why don't we make it look a lot like Marvel? Oh, and why don't we put in a load of things that I like? Oh, I'm sorry. There's no room for your thing anymore. This is this now. Me! That's my Russell T Davies impression. Do you like it? This is the guy who did that, so you can't really act surprised at this point. I don't know. Ignoring like the Wilderness era is one thing. Also, the theory that Desiderium should have been Ruby makes me irrationally angry. Why does it make you irrationally angry? Alright, but you have to understand he's very clever. Oh dear. I'm still waiting to hear from others about the shooty rumors. What shooty rumors? What are the shooty rumors? Najawin, you can't say something like that and be like, I'm not coming to talk about it though. Hello everyone, it's Bookie on a different account. I've got to go soon, but thought I'd say hi. Well, hello Bookie! Good to see you. Very good to see you. What's the gossip? Najawin, tell me. Fun, boredom and thought. I will put all three of those on the wheel, thank you very much. Bookie, we had a little bit of a disaster piece and I lost the current version of Alan, and so I have to build a new Alan from basically scratch. Kind of like write a Doctor Who from scratch, but like with existential dread. So exactly like write a Doctor Who from scratch. And so, here we are. Because Ruby wasn't meant to be special, in the theory that, oh, she's a magic wish baby is copium and outright ignores the themes of Season 1. Also, why does SpongeBob need fandom's help? To be fair, Season 1 also ignores the themes of Season 1. So, no, Alan will be fine, do not worry. The ones we talked about that Shooty took the job as a backup and was angry at being on the show when he got popular, so was never going to do a third season and keep stringing them along. That makes him sound like an ungrateful little shit, to be honest. Who probably shouldn't have taken the job in the first place. Season 1 isn't perfect, but let's not completely undermine it. No! Let's completely undermine it by pointing out that there's numerous points in Season 1 where powerful entities react to Ruby as if she's connected to some kind of powerful entity. There is foreshadowing that she's someone special. The Maestro does a thing, and then she's just a normal person, and none of that makes sense. Yes, the person who I heard it from very much portrayed him as an ungrateful little shit. Bye, y'all. I mean, it sounds a little bit like it, to be honest. But, like... Yes, Ryan, but Ryan, you must understand, I was saying she wasn't special ever since the church on Ruby Road. I must have this. You know what? You have it. You have it. You have it. Fair enough. If you've been maintaining this position and then got vindicated by turning out to be correct, then yes, you absolutely need to have this. And I am with you, and I will die on the hill next to you, Xavier. How does that sound? Ryan, if you didn't see, I added some suggestions. Fuck yeah! Fandom and the fandom website. Alright, fuck it. I did see Fun, Boredom and Thought, and I did add those, though, yes. Yes, I did. I did indeed. I'm good like that. Hence why, hang on. Hence why I want to hear from multiple sources. He's asking the random b-boy to England for help if they're going to San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know why, but he is. They deserve it for their never-ending screeching about the Rani's return, causing Season 2. Alright, let's do it again.
Yeah, baby.
Oh no! I'm on the wrong page. But that's okay. Because you know what? You'll never know what it was. You'll never know. Never know. You could try and guess, but you'll never know what it was. Alright, let's have a look at Tina the Cleaner's page. Tina, also nicknamed Tina the Cleaner, was a resident of the Powell estate, a neighbor of the Tyler family, and a friend to Jackie Tyler in her adult life. In her youth, Tina lived downstairs from the Tylers. She owned a Play-Doh mop-top head shop's playset, which Rose Tyler was jealous of and stamped her foot in a fit. Ironically, I think it was Tina the Cleaner I wanted to land on all those moons ago. Alright, in her youth, Tina lived downstairs. By Christmas 2006, she was a cleaner and had a lodger who was a medical student. Jackie Tyler borrowed a stethoscope from her, mentioning that all this when using it on the newly regenerated 10th Doctor. In 2007, as Jackie was about to enter the wash-in, Tina was leaving DM Ash. She called to Jackie, and Jackie told her that she would see her later at the spinning wheel for a pub. There's no way it's named the spinning wheel. See, I'd go, but my face isn't exactly connected to my identity publicly, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, guys. You would definitely have to, like, show yourselves, and also be funny and charismatic and entertaining. Ryan, did you see my suggestions above? I did not see your suggestions above. Let me see. Ooh, I did see those. Yes, I did see those. Oh my god, I did see those. I'm on the ball for once, if you can imagine such a thing. Tina the Cleaner is mentioned in episode 2 of Russell T Davis's 2004 ITV television series Mine All Mine. However, the mention implies that she lives, or at least works, in Swansea. So whether they are intended to diegetically be the same Tina or Davis is simply reusing her name is unclear. However, Davis has made mention to all of his works inhabiting a shared universe on various occasions. Wait, what? What? When did Davis made reference to all of his works inhabiting a shared universe? When did that happen? Tina Downstairs was first mentioned in Doctor Who media in the 2005 Doctor Who magazine comic story, A Groat's Worth of Wit. In an interview? Okay. Well, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Because that implies that years and years happens in the Doctor Who universe. It's wild. I know how that show ends. It's insane. Probably will happen, but insane. Alright, Tina Downstairs was first mentioned in Doctor Who media. While Tina the Cleaner was subsequently referenced on television by Jackie Tyler in The Christmas Invasion due to that episode's premiere being just over a month later. The prior mention in Groatsworth was probably a subtle and planned tease to the television episode, instead of the television series referencing the expanded media in its own right. Doesn't Years and Years reference the Guinevere 1 space probe? Jeez. Also, Spring Hill is canon to Doctor Who. That's the funny one. Tina Downstairs. The woman who Jackie talked to outside the Powell estate in the 2006 episode Love of Monsters was not identified as Tina, but rather the connection was established in Doctor Who the Encyclopedia. It is currently unknown if the connection was retroactive. or it was revealing something intended during production but ultimately never added to the final cut. Oh. You said you saw them. Did you mean the white stuff in the organ it comes from, so it highlights the message? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I suggested those as pages as they exist and would be funny. Oh, I didn't see those. If you're talking about cock and cum, which I'm assuming you're talking about, I did not see either of those suggestions. Okay. Let's take a look at the Wheel of Names. Oh, it censored my description of Spring Hill. Yes, I am. As I said, YouTube censorship. Oh, I see.
Yeah, baby.
How sad for you. YouTube never censors me. Ever, ever. It's a soap opera about raising the Antichrist. It's fun. We've already looked at this. Let's go again.
Yeah, baby.
I know we did this and it hasn't been updated for new law. That's why we're not doing it. Sylvester Shoebill! We'll do this. We'll do this. It's fine! I do need new things added to this wheel though. Like really badly. Probably get fixed in like 2 weeks, I'd say. There's no page with that name. What? What? No! Shit. Alright, well, I mean, I have to go back to the TARDIS, to the wheel then, where I'm at, and spin it again.
Yeah, baby.
Only solution that makes sense there, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. Rona Austin! We can take a look at that. Okay. Oh. Oh. The only reason we know season 2 exists at all still is because Sandifer said it exists. Someone sent her a copy for Eruditorum. Dolce and Gabbana, however it's spelled. That is how it's spelled. Like, nobody publicly admits to having a copy of season 2. I've got one, it's somewhere in there. There'd be a real bitch to get it out though, so I won't. And people want wheel spins as well, so I'm gonna read Rona Austin's article in a second. I just want to drink a drink because I'm thirsty. Ah, that was good. Okay, so Rona Austin was a splinter of Clara Oswald, who was a operative of Torchwood 1 in the 1890s. Having much of the same skill and gusto as the original Clara Oswald, she was one of Torchwood's best agents. She had previously worked in Edinburgh and Glasgow before being transferred to London. She sometimes sparred with the Paternoster gang, causing them some degree of conflicted emotion during to their knowing Clara Osborne Oswald. Vastra in particular speculated the Torchwood may have been using Rona as bait for the Doctor. Rona herself was seemingly unaware of her origin as a splinter. The image used to depict Rona Austin in the Paternoster's Guide to London was a promotional image of Jenna Coleman as Clara Oswald Oswald for the stuntman. So they made a second season of a television show, cancelled it, and covered it up. That is unusual, though. Who's in it? I'm gonna look it up. I'm curious now. I'm curious enough to look it up. Hold on. Oh. Oh. I don't think this is the same show. Oh, wow, this is crazy. You could watch the series finale at least. It's pretty nuts though. Wow. You learn something new every day, I guess. I don't know. I think we should probably do another wheel spin though. Pretty crazy though. Spin.
Yeah, baby.
Only watch the finale, best way to watch TV shows. I agree. Mikhail Nevenskoy. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Feel like I butchered that. Feel very bad. Let's take a look. Mikhail Nevenskoy was a companion of the Time Lady Leora, and by extension, have I got the wiki up? No, I haven't. Shit. By extension of her father, the Colonel, in conjunction with whom she often travelled. A committed neo-communist revolutionary based, he was born on a Mars colony in the 22nd century and participated in the resistance against the 2150s Dalek invasion of Earth before he crossed paths with Lyra. Yeah, RTD, Frank, Control Boys, G. Roberts, Cornell, and Paul Abbott. Sort of an all-star writing team, and Roberts. Mikhail Nevenskoy was born, by one account, in 2135 in the Soviet Mars colony of Nova Leningrad, or no... I mean, the whole joke is lol, he's Russian. And here was me feeling bad about mispronouncing the name, my god. Though by another, he's age 6 by 2145. By this account, on the 23rd of December 2145, Mikhail was one of the 24 people from Nova Leningrad chosen to deliver food, drink, and letters to the children of New Haganistan. He broke off from the designated route of the group into the sealed dome and befriended a family with whom he exchanged gifts with. The next morning, he was returned to the group mildly tipsy. While still in his teens, he stumbled upon Borisov's 2025 manifesto, the foundational text of neo-communism. Now convinced of the evils of the Soviet regime and determined to help bring about a revolution that would return to truly Marxist principles, he joined a band of revolutionaries, quickly becoming quite accomplished in many of the acts of the arts of revolution. Imprisonment in the Daleks. This is a big fucking page. My god. Anyway. Imprisonment in the Daleks. However, he was eventually captured. However, and sentenced to political exile in the asteroid belt, where he was to be confined on a small planetoid by himself. Forced to mine out minerals to trade for supplies from a ship that came around once every 6 months. In 2156, as part of the ongoing 2150s Dalek invasion of Uit, the Daleks invaded Mikhail's asteroid, intent on hijacking the supply ships and using them to infiltrate the fairly extensive Mars base defenses. However, the Time Lady Leora also arrived on the asteroid, determined to thwart the Daleks, because the survival of the Martian colony was a historical necessity. Leora, though involved with the Celestial Intervention Agency rather than a true renegade, fell in a position to intervene, and she helped Mikhail defeat the invaders. After they won, he pleaded for a chance to join her in her travels. Although this was more of a departure from established history, Leora accepted. She knew that the Dalek conflict would bring an end to the regular supply ships, and thus turning Mikhail down would mean condemning him to a slow death by starvation. I'm sending another message. I hope I hop up the leaderboard. Oh my god! Oh my god, Najawin, you stole it! Najawin, you're number 1 now! How does it feel to be my biggest fan? I am so merry. This is insane, chat. Insane. I know. Oh my god. Oh my god. Najawin. Oh my god, champion chatter Najawin. My biggest fan. Unbelievable. You're not off the leaderboard, you're number 2, Nick. Ryan, am I in the leaderboard yet, or does it still not like me? You are not on the leaderboard. For some reason, Craig is on the leaderboard, but not you. Even though Craig hasn't said anything in ages. And you've said several things. Ah! Yes! Fight for dominance! No, I don't think it does, Najawin. I think that Nick beat you. Fair and square. In a contest of champions. I will tell you what you win at the end of the stream. I will tell you what the grand prize is. Do you, Najawin? You very well might. You very well might. Okay, over the course of his travels with Leora, Mikhail built up a strong emotional bond with the Time Lady, but often came into a largely playful conflict with 2 of her and the Colonel's other companions, American military man Rod Mitchell and high-born 19th century lady Sandra Cathcart. He did not let up from zealously preaching his revolutionary ideals wherever he went. Oh my god! Oh my god, this guy sounds fucking amazing. So this guy is just like a jacked himbo who won't shut the fuck up about communism wherever he goes in time and space. I like this guy. This guy is already my favorite Doctor Who character. Unbelievable. Like, right here, in this image, he's like, you might have me in chains, but the real chains are the ones that the bourgeoisie have on the proletariat. And we have nothing to lose but them. And then they let him go, because they're like, well, that's fair enough, really. I think being mobile stops you from participating, not sure, just a guess. Yeah, but Nick is mobile, and they're kicking your ass somehow. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know why you're not getting XP though. You should be. You should be. Even Bookie got XP when they came in. Ryan, the leaderboard, is being homophobic by not letting mobile users in. I don't know what's going on, but Nick is a mobile user, and they're having no trouble at all. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. I do know that you definitely deserve a place on the leaderboard, though. Does it think I'm spamming and being unhelpful? Leaderboard, let me in. Thankfully, I am very helpful. Mikhail may have been among Leora and the Colonel's party of companions when, while in flight in the time vortex, they detected the energy signature of an unauthorized Tardis stationed in Britain in 48-3 AD and decided to investigate. The Third Doctor and one or more of his companions may also have been involved. New leaderboard. See, leaderboard won't message now. Let me the hell in. I'm now going to sing the entirety of We Are Number One from memory. Here's a little lesson in trickery. This is going down in history. Are you a real villain? This is incredible. This is incredible. I like that Nick, as soon as Nick got number one, Nick has wasted no time like asserting as much dominance as possible over that position and making sure that no one else does as many chat messages as him, and like I really respect that, because that's like winner shit right there. Absolute winner shit is what I'm seeing right now, and I appreciate Cookie Boy like diving on in as well. That's pretty cool to see as well. That's pretty cool to see. You should come to my Twitch streams, Cookie Boy. You have a real good time. Just follow my moves and sneak around. Be careful not to make a sound. You think that, Najwin. You think that. You think that. It won't work. Simply won't work. Nevertheless, he largely rooted for the Britain resistance against the imperialistic Romans, despite the historical inevitability of the latter's victory, and did not hesitate to make the feeling known to the Romans when in their presence, causing some embarrassment for the day. The time travelers eventually discovered that the culprit was the war chief, posing as the war god of the sacred wood. You like old school Zelda games, Ryan? They're alright. Who have been interfering with the Roman conquest of Britain as part of a scheme to take over the entire Roman Empire from within by hypnotizing Emperor Claudius. With the help of Roman tribune Marcus Cornelius Falco and Britain Princess Branimandua, they eventually managed to foil his operation by smashing his processing machines, but in all likelihood managed to escape. Falco, Branimandua, or both may have then joined the group of time travelers as additional I feel like I'm going insane reading this. I feel like this is giving me brain bleed. Mikhail was tall and gangling, but well-muscled, with blonde hair styled into a mohawk and blue eyes. His expression often had a fanatic quality, and he reportedly took little care with his appearance. That's not what I'm seeing here. He looks like Johnny Bravo here. He wore a form-fitting blood-red jumpsuit and boots, the former of which had attachments including gloves and an inflatable clear plastic helmet, which allowed it to change into a short-term environmental suit when necessary. Alright, time to do one more page. And then I'm gone. Howdy. I'm disappearing. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Squirrel Club! Time to see what Squirrel Club is. Who is excited? I don't know what a squirrel club is. I assume it's a stick you use to beat squirrels to death. Well, let's find out. The Squirrel Club, or Squirrels, were a group led by Dougie, who used the Squirrel Clubhouse, led by Dougie. Members of the Squirrel Club included Tag, Betty, Nori, Rolly, and Happy, all members of various different species. You made this page? The Squirrels were the Squirrel Clubhouse with Dougie and Enid when the 15th Doctor and Melinda Chandra landed inside the TARDIS. The Squirrel Club, unnamed in the Doctor's TARDIS, lands an iconic BBC show. Iconic! I've never fucking heard of this in my life. I've never heard of this in my entire fucking life. I don't know what any... iconic. I don't know what any of this is. What is this? What is that? Brian, hey, Dougie goes hard. Hop off. No. I am going to hop off in a minute, though. I am going to leave. It would have been great if I just ended the stream there. Like, I was just like, oh, yeah? Well, how about this? And then it just cuts to black. I agree with that, man. Should have done that, man. Oh, well. I'm going to be on Twitch tonight if you want to hang out. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm going to be doing something on Twitch tonight. It's definitely going to be something. And I will be back doing Write a Doctor Who from scratch on Thursday. No Dougie stream. Fuck off. Get fucked. Get fucked. Not happening. It's too late, sadly, but at least I can catch these shortly before heading off to bed. You know what you should do, Cookie Boy? You should stay up late and watch my stream anyway. That's what you should do. Anyway, I'm going now. Bye!